I don't know. I will try again tomorrow.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How is everybody? And what are we reading?
Sleepy.
Let me know. Chris, what's the situation? How you been doing? How you holding up?
I'm doing okay. I am a little bit sleepy, but not like overwhelmingly sleepy. So I finished Jade War, and now I'm reading Jade Legacy, and my heart is gonna be crushed. So fun times are ahead.
This is Biscuit, everyone.
Oh,
Look at the face.
Your face is so cute. Oh my goodness.
I just wanted to show her to everyone because this is my dog of 10 years. She's my baby, and I haven't seen her in 6 months. So
Oh,
she's my baby, and she has no idea what's going on.
Like, put me down.
her face is literally like, I am so confused.
Literally, she's always like this. Isn't me, baby? And I treat her like she's weighs 1 kilogram when she weighs many kilograms. So I'll let you go now. There you go. Okay, bye. But I did just want to let everyone know that my dog is my life. So
Yeah.
Esme, what are you reading?
I am reading Vespertine.
Oh, I finished
You read
that today. It was my first
Yeah,
book.
I heard from Press that you were reading it. What did you think about it?
I've given it 2 stars.
I'm halfway through and I'm 1, confused, and 2, I don't know how to feel. So
I gave it 2 stars. Yeah, I don't. Is my internet okay?
I think so. It's okay for
Yeah,
me.
it is okay.
Okay, fab. Yeah, I gave it 2 stars. It was confusing. I didn't care about anyone. It was. I didn't know what the fuck was going on half the time.
Also, where's the foundation? Usually there's some foundation of characters on which something is built, but in this one it's immediate from the beginning, the main character is running and doesn't know where to go, and I'm confused. Also, it's the magic system I noticed is very similar to Sorcery of Thorns. You have in this one the sort of the rank of ghosts, and then the higher the rank, the more dangerous these ghosts are. And in Sorcery of Thorns you have the books and then the ranks of books, and then the higher rank the more dangerous the book is. And
yeah, I also she's done the whole nun thing and with Grey Sisters and stuff like that, and I obviously reading one nun book doesn't mean they have the authority in all nun books, but Red Sister by Mark Lawrence is so fucking good of a nun assassin magic book that I was just like, oh, what even is the significance of her being a nun? It doesn't make any difference to the plot, really.
No, none.
So
far, at least. I'm 180 pages in, so I'm nearing the halfway point, and it's no. Also, I keep being zoned out, which is not great, but
yeah, I zoned out so much, and I listened to the audiobook on script, because it was there, and it was just I kept zoning out, and then suddenly they're running and they're investigating something, and I'm like, what? It actually reads like a really cheesy D&D plot.
It does. Now that you mention it, it does. Honestly,
go to this place, speak to this person. There's a mystery. Okay, let's go investigate. Cool, we found some information and an item. Let's go back and see if the item fits the puzzle. It's literally like D&D.
This makes so much sense. My DM does a better job, though, but I agree. It makes so much sense.
Same, my DM does a much better job.
Yeah, this is how I would run a campaign, because I've never DM'd before, but...
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to DMing. I want to soon. And Teresa, I see you are also on the Sarah J. Maas train. I'm
rereading A Court of Mist and Fury. These were my favorite books when they were coming out, and I fancy doing a reread to read the new series in this world, A Court of Silver Flames. Yes. So I got it on Kindle, so
it's good, man. Also, every time when Sarah J. Maas comes out with a new book, I'm like, nah, don't have to read it straight away. Then I see everyone reading it, and I want to read
Exactly.
it. Then I pick it up, I cry 10 times, and I fucking love it.
I'm
Exactly.
curious, what did you guys think of Aquawar then?
I gave it 3 stars.
I mean, I read it when it came out, and I think I gave it 5 stars. I adored it. But I don't know if I'll think the same now.
Same. I read it when it came out immediately. I adored it, but I think Echomath is my favorite. Like the second one is my favorite in that series. But A Court of Silver Flames is so good. Like I've never ever seen such good mental health rep in a book.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, even in Crescent City, like the current, I'm only 100 pages in, but the rep so far for like certain things are very good. Also, hi Sasha. Also, huge hellos to everyone who has joined. I do apologize. Obviously, public sprints these days, there's so many people that join, and I'm obviously so excited to see so many people here. But there's no way I'm going to be able to click on all your comments. I just want to decry that now. I want to give that disclaimer. So I do apologize.
Sasha appears.
Yeah, while Sasha appears, literally. Nevermore 2.
Woo!
We love to see it.
Yes, mental health rep in Crescent City, so good. So I have started Crescent City. Have I finished a book yet this year? Actually, yes, I did earlier. I finished Vespertine, but as of when I picked up Crescent City, I had started 4 books and finished none. So I thought, why not pick up something that's not on my TBR? So, and it's like 700 pages.
Go for it.
Well, my Patreon, when January came around, suddenly, all of a sudden, in the main chat, it's just like, oh, I'm reading Crescent City this month. Oh, yeah, me too. Like about 50 people, I swear to God, reading Crescent City this month. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll read it as well. And then we can do a live.
Well, I can already read it because I know the second one comes out in February, isn't it?
Yeah, I assume that is why people are reading / rereading it in January. But genuinely, now, I didn't avoid this because like I thought it would be bad or anything, but I knew it would be. People had said it was different to stuff she's done already, and it's obviously quite large. And I hadn't really heard like anything specific about what it was about or any details. I'd only ever heard like, oh my God, I really love it. But then again, with Sarah J. Maas, you get that across the board most of the time. So there was no real like push to be like, oh, I'm really intrigued to pick this up. But then everyone was reading it, so I was like, okay, I'm hanging up. But I didn't go in with huge expectations or anything. But I am on chapter 10, page 114. I'm so invested in this book. I'm so trash and I love it. Where's George? What? Where is he?
Oh, George.
I said, oh God, did I miss you before? I mean, George, I did just say I won't be able to get to everyone's comments, so I do apologize. I'm kidding. I love you too. Oh, I miss you too. Whatever you said, all of the above. I'm a bit hyper right now. We can peer pressure you into reading a book, but not DNFing one, unfortunately. Yes, everyone wanted me to DNF Vespertine, and I was like, no, I want to finish a fucking book in January, okay? I had 2.5 hours left of the audio. But yeah, it's not it does read quickly, yeah. It's not a great start, but I'm not like, it's like I'm not mad at it. It's just like it was
I mean, my first book was a 2.5 this year, so that's great.
We have a Christy.
Scottish love!
Lads, I'm not going to lie to you. I was sleeping.
Yes!
I had enough.
Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pooping.
Chris, my name ain't Chris. My name's Christy.
Yeah. I love that. Christy, what are you up to? Are you reading? Are you studying? I like the jumper, by the way.
What's that? I cannot see it.
Frozen. She's frozen. You can look at it while she's frozen.
The Falling in Love montage.
My favorite book.
Yeah. I love that. I love that for both of you. How far in you? Is it good?
I haven't read much since my sprints, so I'm still like 130-ish pages.
Okay.
Because I've been busy the past couple of days, which is sad.
Yeah,
But I'm enjoying it.
that's good. Jodie was literally the only one of my patrons who was like, don't DNF it, it's only 2.5 hours. You basically was like, pussy, fucking do it. 2.5 hours, what's that? That's what Jodie was like to me. I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it then. To be fair, I was driving down today and it's about 2.5 hours. I have not gotten any further in Year of the Reaper. I was only 50 pages in, but it was not like too bad. Like, it was a fairly intriguing start. It wasn't bad and it wasn't really good. So, but I do want to pick it up again. I'm not like, oh, I don't want to pick it up. But I was just I had a bit of a bad day, and then I was like, Sarah J. Maas is quite like, even though it's a
Sarah J. Maas is great. You're like, it's just so entertaining.
But fantasy romance and like it's fast to read, I was just like, I fancy picking up something like that, so I did. Also, Lynn asked me what I'm thinking of Under the Whispering Door. Again, only 60 pages into this one. Because I keep just picking up new books. But it's fine. But I did really like the first 60 pages. I thought it was really funny. And I'm hoping this week to like kind of finish off or continue. I'm not feeling like I want to pick up anything else. I think Crescent City will like a weird feeling, and then I'll just finish off the ones that I've started. So that'll be good. And yes, Dana, it's my first time reading Crescent City. First time. Bone Shard Emperor. I'm putting that off now because the last book has been pushed back. But Bone Shard Daughter is very good. If anyone likes Bone Shard Daughter. The whole Discord, is reading it. Soph loves the Falling Love montage. Oh, and then Not My Problem. Jess also just woke up.
I was at work all day and I was totally fine, but like I got my booster and my flu jab yesterday. So like getting to sleep last night was not fun because both of my arms hurt.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I didn't sleep great. So then I think I just came home and I set an alarm for like 22. So I was like, it'll be fine. And then I just woke up and I was like, no, I'm not ready yet.
I already have been hit in the feels, to be honest. If you know, Paige, the first part is actually quite sad. So
it is.
Yeah, I without obviously giving too much away, it's just but I was surprised by how attached to characters I'd gotten already and how invested I am. So I am very, very excited to continue reading this tonight. It's going to be good. I don't know where I'm going to read. I guess I can just sit in this chair. It's my dad's desk. I'm just at his like this is his office, but it's clearly my childhood bedroom, as you can see by this mirror with like swirls on the top of it.
No, your dad's really in that mirror, Ro.
He's just like that, But yeah, it feels really weird doing a live here, so I'm sorry if I act a bit strange because I do feel a bit weird. Like I have not lived here in 7 years nearly, so I'm just like a bit out of my comfort zone being at my family house, and I don't visit very often.
I thought you were going back home again for tonight.
I am.
But I thought you were going back home before.
Oh, I was going to drive back, and then my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a joint for tomorrow for lunch. I'm making like lunch for you," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll stay over there."
Oh.
So I felt really bad. I love my dad; he's great, but yeah, it's a bit strange. It's a bit of a strange feeling. I brought a light with me, because the lighting is really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally looks as if it's daytime where you're at.
Yeah, well, it's a lighting kit that I got on Amazon. Actually, my dad gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and I used it for that. So, Jade, I think, sent me the link to it. Actually, I didn't read the synopsis and was shocked. Yeah, I also didn't read the synopsis. Is it in the synopsis?
It is.
Is it actually?
The synopsis kind of gives it away.
Oh my
I'm now
god!
checking the synopsis. I've never read this.
Okay, don't look up the synopsis.
I'm curious now, though. It's not like I'll be reading it anytime soon.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I'm not
There's no
going to read
stopping me
it,
now.
Hello. Good evening. Christine by Stephen King. Oh, Christy by Stephen King.
I don't think the synopsis gives it away partly. It just gives it away, like, literally in the first sentence.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad I didn't see the synopsis because I was... I mean, I kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, it was more of a, like, inkling rather than, like, this is going to happen. It was just like, oh my god, I have a bad feeling about this. Star Wars quote, like...
Ooh. Girls and Paper Fire's nice.
Sorry, I've read a fantasy synopsis. How excited do I look?
I gave it 2 stars.
I mean, it's honestly the second book because something happens in the second book that hit home. Like they're not the best books, but I sobbed my eyes out. But that was because my emotional background. That sounds very dramatic, but you know what I mean.
We get you. We get you. Don't read the synopsis for Crescent City. Oh well, it's House of Earth and Blood because technically the series is called Crescent City, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crescent City or House of Earth and Blood. I read the synopsis and I cried. I
don't ever read synopsises. I just I put them on my TBR and then I'm like, you know what? We'll read this. And then whenever I'm filming a TBR, I just sit there going, I have no idea what this is about.
The only time I'll really read a synopsis is if I'm putting something on like a most anticipated thing and I have no idea what it's about. Yeah, pretty much only then. And by the time I come around to getting it or buying it or it's been on my wish list and someone's bought it for me, I kind of know vaguely what it's about, so I don't bother reading the synopsis then. That's kind of what Crescent City is. It's like I can obviously have completely forgotten when I read the synopsis at some point. But yeah, can you not make me worried for the book, please? Okay, I'm gonna set up a timer because I forgot to. Because I have to. Do you know how weird it's been not having Wi-Fi all day? Oh god, they use Bing on my work. 45 minutes. Okay. This is so strange. It looks completely different to the one I usually use because it's usually just the Google timer.
Do you not just type Google in and then?
I could, yeah, but I can't be asked now. Okay, we're going to go for 45 minutes and I will see you then. Bye.
Bye.
No.
Sorry, I figured it hadn't made a noise on your end.
It didn't make a noise. Strange.
I gave you a couple seconds and I was like, there's no reaction here.
Yeah, there was no. I'll use the Google one next time. That made zero noise. What's the point of the timer then? How strange. How did we do? I got about 45 pages. Reading a little bit slower than I expected. But there is a bit. I know people have said it really picks up after page 200, but there's a little bit of like info dumpiness near the beginning. It's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And this happened in the past a lot. And then there's a lot about the hierarchy and this and that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, I think Anne is now back.
Hi.
Did your internet
My
drop?
internet cut out.
I thought maybe so. Welcome back.
Thank
how
you.
did you do, Teresa?
I read 45 pages.
Oh, same, twins. Christy, how did you do?
I think I read about a page and a half before I realised I did not have the brain power to read right now. I was like, I could read, but I'm not going to enjoy it. And I'm enjoying the book, so I don't want to ruin it by reading it right now. So I did some editing instead.
That does make sense. Wait, what did you do instead?
I'm editing Sunday's video.
Oh, there we go then. Still productive.
Exactly.
Esme, how... Huh?
I
What?
said exactly.
I read 70 pages, but to be quite honest with you, I am really skimming at this point. I just want to get this done.
I thought...
Like, there's only one character I care about, and he hasn't uttered a single word.
I thought The Revenant was quite funny. If anyone
Yeah.
doesn't know, Vespertine is like the whole premise is that she has like a demon inside her head and they kind of like work together, but it's like a bantery relationship. I think like that's fairly funny, but
Yeah.
not enough to save it at all.
Yeah. I just
So many people
don't
said
understand what
something.
the point of the book is, so I just want to get it finished.
It is like, what is the point, really? Like, what are we really... What are we coming around to here? What's the basis? Like, what is the point? Literally,
what's the point? Yeah. Is there any romance in this book, by the way, or am I just missing it?
No, there is none.
Okay, good.
I think at some point, I feel like I remember vaguely hearing someone saying it might be asexual rep, but it's never.
I think I heard that as well.
But I think she just doesn't have a relationship in it. Like, I and that's me reading it, having heard possibly that she could be asexual, but I think it might be just that she doesn't have a relationship. It's not explicitly said, but then again, obviously, rep doesn't always have to be explicitly said. But at the same time, there's no real like she doesn't talk about how she doesn't feel the connection to anyone or anything like that. Like, there's no real kind of connection to asexuality or aromanticism at all. So I can see why people would read it that way if they like relate to her, because she is a bit like, not a bit awkward, but like she finds it difficult to connect with people in general.
I think I actually read something that she might have some type of ADHD or autism, I think, something along those lines.
I read into it as autism because it was like every time she says something or the way she acts, everyone like kind of treats her badly because it is like, oh, she can't look someone in the eye, I think is mentioned quite a few times. Like she struggles to look people in the eye, which is something that's part of autism. So I don't know. I think it's possibly maybe some asexual people saw themselves in her because she's very like is not interested in anyone, but I don't think it's an explicit rep that's been said by the author.
No, it's not stated. At least so far, it isn't stated that she doesn't like anyone or something. But
yeah,
I love how Jess just takes up my nickname. Jade accidentally called me Essay instead of Esme yesterday, and now Jess is like, DNF it, Essay. I am now an essay. Thank you, Jess. I will
Love
push
that.
through though. I will do the same thing Ro did and just get it done.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm laughing at Jordan.
where is he? SMS text message. It's because I don't have Wi-Fi.
It's the kiss at the end. You know, like the really like I am definitely laughing about the fact I'm having to SMS text message you right now, kiss.
Yeah, well, we don't actually use kisses in our general messages, so you can tell it's a joke. But what he has texted me is that my channel has officially just hit over 100k views.
Wow.
That's ace.
That is crazy.
That is amazing.
That's absolutely
That's
mental.
really good.
Thanks, George.
And well deserved.
Oh, thank you, Esme. It's been nice to meet you, by the way, Esme. I've not really talked to you properly yet because
No, I'm the underdog here.
But it has been nice to meet you, and I'm glad to see. The words. I'm excited to see Christy and Teresa again because we haven't been on sprints in a while. Press, I see you all the fucking time. I don't care about you.
Yeah, I know. I send you voice memos all fucking day.
I don't have internet. I don't have Wi-Fi. My mum is weird, and she thinks that
You not have
Wi-Fi
4G on your
will
phone?
brain. No, I don't have. I don't pay for data. I'm a cheapskate queen. Wi-Fi only. I pay for 500 megabytes of data a month.
I have 40 gigabytes,
I
which
don't
is
even
like
know.
80 times the amount you have.
Literally, yeah. So, yeah, that's me. I don't have Wi-Fi, so Chris, I will read them all literally when I get back tomorrow, or listen to them all.
I didn't send any new ones. I was saying like I normally send you a lot of voice.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. I actually did think about you earlier, and I was like, oh, what if Chris has messaged me on WhatsApp and I haven't seen it? And she thinks I'm ignoring her. And then I didn't even bother messaging you on Twitter on my laptop to be like, by the way, I'm not ignoring you. I was just like, oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
How do you survive without data? I do not leave my house. Genuinely do not leave my house. And when I do leave my house, I don't need to be on my phone because when we leave the house, I'm either going to the gym or D&D. So don't use my phone. Wait, what did Cassidy say? George coming through with the updates. He does nothing but edit and update the channel for milestones. Well, he technically attends uni, but it's first year, so it doesn't count.
I am offended.
Gosh.
First year does
You should
not
have
count.
said that the first year Esme. I would have cried.
I literally got, what did I get in first year overall? I got 52%. And then in second year, I went up to 69 because I was like, this actually matters now. All I did in first year was drink and go to society things. That's all I did in first year. But then now all George is doing in first year is editing my videos and watching TV.
Yeah.
Fun! He's really got the uni experience right now. But it is
In
a
COVID,
bit of a
yeah.
COVID thing. I was telling Jack you never updated today and the only person I have a text, and he said that's weird. So I don't have your number. What are you talking about?
So all of those all of those anonymous messages you've been getting, they were all from Soph.
Or does she mean to Jack? Oh, I don't know. Speaking of currently finishing off modules that need to be finished. Oh, when we go to the theatre, yeah, to be fair. Yeah. I thought you meant every day. I was like, I reply to your Instagram stories. We talk on Instagram, but I'm at home. Yeah, whenever Soph invites me to theatre because she's amazing, she has to text me because I don't have data. And I'm like, I'm in Birmingham New Street by Wasabi, I'll meet you there. It's so weird texting. It feels so ancient to be texting. Oh, you're using the sprints to finish off your thing. Are you you had a few hundred words left, didn't you? It's one of those weird essays you get that you can only put like 800 words in, and that's almost harder than having a longer one because you have to condense everything down so much.
Short essays are such a plague. Like they're so difficult.
8 months in Canada without data. Fuck. That's crazy. Lydia is like a well-traveled woman. She's been everywhere.
She's always out and about and like doing things on her own, and I'm just
She's
like,
living the best life that I want to live, honestly. And I don't know how to be that like that.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm just like in a cottage reading books, and I'm like, you know what? I love that for you.
Yeah, I like
with
Lydia's
a pile
life.
of like 20 books surrounding her. She's got like a book castle surrounding her, and I'm like, I'm at work right now. Like, I love that for you.
Texting wasn't even ever meant to be a thing. It was invented for software engineers to send little updates. That's so cute. Oh, you finished that, and now you're finishing. Stop saying finishing of. What is wrong with you? Is the F button broken? What is happening here, George? Please. You're embarrassing me in front of everyone. I am fully joking, by the way, everyone. This is just the relationship me and George have. Sometimes I've had people be like, oh my God, like, oh, poor George. I'm like, he's fine. He's genuinely fine. Like, it's funny. I swear. Me and Chris call each other
himself. I'll give him that.
Oh no, you have to go back. You have to go lower a couple. He actually
Oh, he corrected. There we go.
Before you go all mayhem there.
I know.
Effing chat for George.
He's gonna have a go at me because he said he's gonna be like, no, I already corrected myself now when it comes through. This is how you'll see me. Yeah, our perception of you, Lydia, is honestly you're like this goddess, girl boss, bestie who like lives her best life, just doing whatever the fuck she wants, reading 365 books a year. So, you know, you are the dream. That is the dream. Chris, I forgot to ask, how did you do?
I got to page 100 and then a friend called, so I had to deal with that. But it's fine.
Nice. Are you devastated, screaming, crying, throwing up already?
Not yet, but it's...
Oh, okay. Not quite yet, no. In the finale.
Come. There's still 600 pages to go, so...
What was that, sorry?
There's still 600 pages to go.
Oh my God, that's so much. It's very long. Very long. Also, Cassidy, I pretty much attack everyone for no reason. And I don't know why everyone still likes me, to be honest.
Why is that so true, though?
If you think about it, it is just the way I am.
I remember the first time, I think you, like, tweeted at me, or you, like, brought up a comment and said something, like, and it was the first time you'd kind of, like, been yourself at me, and I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Like I thought she liked me, and then all of a sudden she's just like, what have I done? And then I was like, oh wait, that's literally just bro. Like, give me a second.
It comes across better when I say it in real life, but over text, people are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh no, it's fine. I'm genuinely kidding. Oh man. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh, I know some of you guys
can't.
don't know about this. On Chris's sprints, like, I swear it was like 2 months ago now. It must have been.
Yeah.
She's on about her Patreon and doing like sushi kind of tiers because she loves sushi, obviously. And I was like, oh my God, like a bento box would be a really good idea as like the top tier because that's like a lunch box full of. It's like a Japanese lunchbox. And everyone in the comments was like, bento box is not sushi. And I was like, I didn't say it was. It's so funny. Honestly, I do find it funny. I'm never, ever mad at anyone like in the comments. But It's just it's so funny. I love, honestly, this community is so fucking funny. Literally,
everyone was coming a row.
Was it like a Twitch chat instead of YouTube? Was it just like absolute mental?
It was basically, yeah. Everyone was just like, "What do you mean? It's not sushi?" And I was like, "I know, it's not sushi."
No, then you said, well, good bento boxes have sushi, and then it just got out of control.
Oh man, and Ashley here is very right. My Patreon, you pay for me to bully you into reading. I'm always there's Lauren on my Patreon. She's like, yeah, I joined the sprints and we didn't I didn't read at all. And I'm like, Lauren, what are you doing? Lauren, pick up a book.
Says the girl who's reading Crescent City because everyone else was.
I know, yeah. I need to finish my other bloody books. To be fair, I hope it does pick up a little bit soon because I feel like it's the start of the kind of investigation-y type arc thing now. So
Is it
I'm hoping more shit's gonna go down.
I've got that High School Musical song stuck in my head now.
We're all in this together. Stick to the start.
No, this could be the start of something. I'm not going to sing for you.
This could be the start of something new. Let's do karaoke right now, guys. High School Musical. Karaoke.
I'm in.
Bento box is your roasted cheese. Is one of you a roasted cheese? What's this?
Whose channel was that? I swear I was there for that. Or I was definitely in the comments. Someone calls a cheese toasty a roasted cheese. I cannot remember who it is. But it's like, it's a cheese toasty. Like, what's...
a roasted cheese?
Surely someone in the comments must remember.
Yeah, clearly Daisy remembers. Lottie. Oh, it's Becca.
Oh, okay.
Roasted cheese.
Oh, I must have been in the comments.
Everyone seems to be reading House of Earth and Blood at the moment. What's the verdict? I'm 150 pages in and I'm actually quite invested. And I'm pleasantly surprised by how invested I am. Memory unlocked.
I think I'm going to read it soon.
It is fairly good. I will admit.
How's
the reread going, Teresa? Because I'm pretty sure you
haven't
mentioned
it's going really good. I'm surprised by how much I'm still enjoying it. I'm like reading it and smiling to myself.
Right. Actually reread it in December so I can get that feeling.
Speaking of weird food things, yeah, I don't just bully everyone about reading. Lydia thinks that Bisto gravy with jam, peanut butter, and Marmite is a delicacy.
Lydia, hon. Lydia.
So
that sounds like a craving for when you're really, really drunk.
But like, I understand like sweet and salty together is probably good, but like those three things on top of the gravy sounds crazy to me.
I'm just imagining someone in Scotland turning around to me and saying they were eating that in the absolute just
no.
Just wouldn't.
So
it wouldn't go down well, I don't think.
80 chapters. To be fair, the chapters are quite short, which is what makes it read quite well as well. I think I'm on chapter, I don't know, 20? 13. Fucking hell, nowhere near. So 80 chapter 80, you must be quite far in. You can read it without any other SJM, yeah, it's completely separate.
Can we all collectively agree that short chapters are better than long chapters?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Just try it, please.
I can't. Like... It's a capital in what?
Capital W.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh my god, I'm dreading picking up Mad Ship, I'm not gonna lie, because Ship of Magic, there was a 2-hour chapter, 2.5-hour chapter.
Oh
and
my
I was
goodness.
just like, not this. not this. Honestly, I would listen to it for so long, and I listened to it on 2.5 times speed, which meant I actually had to listen to it for an hour because it was 2.5 hours, and I was just there like, I don't want to put it down halfway through a chapter. Oh, there's about 100 chapters in. Oh, it's the supper as well. We had lunch, dinner, tea, debate.
It's definitely supper.
Tea.
Peanut butter and pickle?
Ooh.
That's great. 2.5. 2.5 hours. Yes, I was in the trenches trying to fight my way out. 2.5 hour chapter. To be fair, huh?
The other one that's there. How's that legal?
It shouldn't be. It should not be legal. Yeah, Hobchap's like 30 to 40 pages.
Oh, so I agree with inconsistent chapters are even worse. Like if you're gonna make them long, make them all long. Don't like be
Yes.
like, oh haha, here's a short one, and then make it long again.
Yeah. Also, yeah, some of the Lord of the Rings ones are quite long. I don't mind it so much if it's an audiobook, but if it's physical, that is unacceptable. Not on my watch. We will not be having long chapters. Pixel is fine. Well, Cleo, you having fun? You know, we're all having fun. Tea. Peanut butter and pickle sandwiches are amazing. Are you Canadian, Kristen? Is this a Canadian thing? I'm just wondering. My theory is that peanut butter and pickle sandwiches started as one woman's Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I
When
like
you have a lot of those TikTok videos where people are like testing pregnant people's cravings, right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not on TikTok because I'm an old woman.
I shouldn't be on TikTok. That's the thing.
Oh, this is so cute, Lauren, reading Amari on Zoom with my niece. Aww, I love that. Okay, are we ready for another sprint? 8 pickles. Yeah, they do pick on me as well, to be fair. I'm also the victim, I swear, guys. I'm gonna go to Google so that I can have a proper timer that actually tells me when the thing has ended. Okay.
Chris, are you okay? You're very quiet. Oh.
Oh. There she goes.
It's your show now. You're in her spot.
What happened?
Chris is taking over.
No, I'm not.
I closed the tab by accident.
Whoops.
I do this all the time. I always just close my own tab. I never close the timer tab properly. Stop. I did. Yeah, Pris, how are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired.
Yeah, you've been going for a while. Let's share the screen. I'm excited to carry on though. Excited to get into the juicy bits. Crescent City. Okay. I will see you guys in 45 minutes. Bye.
I got a
Yay.
message from Press, so she's done. I told her, I said, "Hon, go look after yourself. Like, getting to midnight is not as important as you. So just
Yes.
go look after yourself. It's fine."
I
So,
agree.
Press.
I agree. Pris, we love you. You do you, hun. You need to rest. You've done a lot. Done a lot.
Go to bed.
Go to fucking bed. I have a little puppy joining me. I don't know if you can see her in the background. That's Bridie. I can't really bring you closer because I'm attached by Ethernet cable, so she's just been chilling in the corner whilst I read. Yeah.
I love pets.
She's so cute, bless her. I only got about 30 pages that time because I went and I got a drink, and then my dad got distracted by my dad telling me about roast potatoes for tomorrow lunchtime, so got a bit distracted. Esme, how did you do?
I finished it.
Oh, you finished Vespertine?
Finished it. Yeah.
Do you have
Just as the bell rang, I read the last sentence. So
nice? Do you have a rating?
solid 2 stars.
Same.
I did not know. No, wasn't it for me.
Has
Wasn't it for
anyone
me.
in the comments read it? Like the very few people, like, because I feel like when Sorcery of Thorns came out, there was a lot of hype around it.
Yeah.
And I gave that one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought the
Me
world
too.
was really solid, but the plot maybe was just a bit. It's not the best.
I honestly enjoyed this one even less than Enchantment of Ravens, and Enchantment of Ravens was one that I think had great potential, but was too short for what it wanted to do. Like,
I
if
gave
that would
that
have
one
been a
3.
duology, would have been better.
I agree. I gave that one 3, Vespertine 2, and Sorcery of Thorns 4.
Yeah, same.
Oh God, Esme, we've literally discovered each other twinsies today.
Yeah.
Sophie, I was so looking forward to Vespertine. Now I just don't want. Well, same. I got the Fairy Loot edition and everything. Like, it's really pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I
I actually read this because it's Ashley's favorite, and we usually read the same. Like, we have the same reading taste, and she absolutely loved it. And I also read our Violent Delights.
These Violent Delights.
These Violent Delights.
Yeah.
Sleep deprived. I gave that one 4 stars, and she also absolutely loved it. So I now have to send her a message like, "Hey, I didn't really like one of them, and the other one was okay."
Me and Lydia, if Lydia is still here, the one who has the weird gravy thing, she and I, we have like the weirdest reading relationship, because stuff that we both read, we either both give it 5 stars, or I give it 5 stars and she gives it like 1 or 2. It's crazy. So like, she commented on my top 10 of the year, and she was like, it's almost a perfect split of books that she rated 5 stars and books that she rated like 1 or 2 stars. It's crazy.
Oh, that's so funny. I actually have one friend who basically says, like, if she dislikes something, I will like it, and vice versa. When it comes to fantasy, very weird.
An echo somewhere.
Yeah, probably me, but I don't have any tabs open, so.
But I think you were echoing from somewhere else. So
I have my volume down really low, so I don't know.
I can't hear it now. Oh.
Yeah, I think it's me.
Oh.
But
it's so weird. You can never tell who it is.
No.
I'm hoping I might love some books you hate, so maybe I'll like Vespertine. Yeah, maybe we'll get some opposite going on, Lydia. I mean, I would say I will hope for the best for you, but it's just not good. And I was really hyped for it.
Me too. I'm so sad.
What is y'all's favorite book cover, like the most aesthetically pleasing book club cover you could stare at for eternity? It's kind of
all time
styles. I like a few different.
Let's go from wrong side. From left and then
Okay.
back.
In terms of like, I do really like naked hardcovers. In general, I really like naked hardcovers if they've got a really nice design. So like Fairy Loot Red Risings and the Illumicrate Greenbone Saga, those are like my favorite type of book to have. But in terms of like a normal, like straight up cover, I do actually really like the new Inkheart covers. Inkheart, Inkspell, and Ink Death. It's like an older middle grade series that I read when I was younger. The new paperback covers are really pretty. I really like those. Teresa, what about you?
I honestly can't think of any.
Forget
been
every
trying
book you've ever read.
Yeah, I'm suddenly forgetting every book. Oh, and I don't even have like my shelf here because I'm at my dad's, so I can't just look and be like, "What's the prettiest?"
My favorite one of 2021 was Honey Girl. But of all time, I can't remember. But I just really like the colors and the art style in that one.
I do really like the new Sabriel paperbacks as well. The new Old Kingdom paperbacks. I think they're really pretty with the foiling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Esme?
I have to go for City of Brass. It's one of my favorite series in general, but those books are just, they do something for me. They're just so beautiful.
Ooh, as well, I know I'm picking loads, but I really like the Over the Woodward Wall series by Shauna Maguire. That's the spin-off of Middle
new
Game.
one.
The new cover
one.
For Into the Wind-Racked Wilds is gorgeous. It's
Stunning.
so lovely. It is really nice.
Also, Prison Healer. I love the Prison Healer series. Like, those covers are so beautiful. I haven't read the books yet, but the covers, absolutely beautiful.
Oh my god, the first
Elizabeth
book, most of it.
Was it Six Crimson Cranes author?
Oh,
Her books were lovely.
Yes, Elizabeth Lim's books. Which one though?
The new ones for Spin the Dawn and
Yeah. I read all of her books, so I know all of them.
They match now, yeah. I'm planning to read those soon. Well, Six Crimson Cranes is my Deity Club on Patreon tier pick for January. Words are hard in order for that. And then I think Tori, it might have been Tori. No, it was Liv who picked Spin the Dawn to go in like the jar. But I kind of want to, I might read it soon and I may have to ask Liv for another one because I want to read it.
Spin the Dawn is better.
After.
Spin the Dawn is better than Six Crimson Cranes.
You think? A lot of people prefer Six Crimson Cranes.
I prefer Spin the Dawn. I read Spin the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk first. Actually, the first one I read by her was Reflection, but I read those and then I got Six Crimson Cranes and it feels really childish. It feels really middle grady for a young adult because the main character basically gets cursed with like a pot lid on her head.
I think
like she literally has like
the actual.
Yeah, but it feels like the characters as well. Like it feels very middle grady in the.
I get you. I have heard they read at a younger end of YA, like possibly like 13, 14 rather than like 16, 17. But I feel like if you know that going in, you'll have a good time. I haven't read them, but obviously like I if you get a feeling for what age it's skewed towards, you can then know what mood you're in. Because if you're in a mood for like YA that's like Six of Crows, which is a bit more gritty for YA, and you go into Six Crimson Cranes thinking it's going to be that when it's skewed more younger, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? So
yeah, it's absolutely brilliant though. I loved Six Crimson Cranes.
Yeah, the covers are gorgeous. I got the Fairy Loot ones for Spin the Dawn as well, so they all match my Six Crimson Cranes from Fairy Loot.
I already owned a set and I was like, I don't need another set, so I didn't, but I wanted to.
Come and say hello. Oh my god. Oh. I love dogs.
Oh. Okay. I was gonna pick her up, but she just sat down when I got there. I'm just gonna sit there. Okay. She's just a bit closer now. Lovely. Illumicrate edition of Marvelous Light. Yeah, the edges on that were gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Um,
Also, the naked cover of the Illumicrate editions of Under the Whispering Door and The House in the Cerulean Sea are beautiful.
They are, and those kind of remind me of the Under the Dust Jacket of the Nevermore hardbacks as well. Like it's quite like there's like a house and stuff usually on it.
Yeah,
they're really, really nice. I have a gift from my bookstore somewhere, but where did I put it? I would be ready to order now. Just make a list, Daisy. Just make a list. Let's have a little look down here. Yeah, lots of people. Woo! Prior the Orange Tree, someone's fave.
Mhm.
Six Crimson Cranes was great except for the villain.
Yeah.
I loved Six Crimson Cranes. Oh yeah, you have Spin the Dawn, you haven't read them yet. Another question, but what's the genre you avoid / dislike? Period romance, I guess. Something like that. Because I like modern and contemporary. I just don't read contemporary. Straight up. I'll read contemporary romance, possibly, like Danny Brown and that I've read, and I'm interested in branching out there. But just straight contemporary about like people's lives and stuff. I want escapism. I don't want to be reading about someone's anxiety. Got my own. Don't need any more in my life. I much prefer escapism. But I know Teresa and Christy are the absolute opposite, aren't you? You're very contemporary based.
Yeah.
I feel like you're quite a good mix, Teresa. You still read.
I do read a mix. I don't know, I go through periods of liking different genres, but kind of contemporary and romance and fantasy are my main ones. Sci-fi, I'd probably say, is one that I don't really like, but even then, there's a couple that I've enjoyed. So, I don't really have a genre I avoid.
I actually surprisingly don't read a lot of sci-fi. I think I like to think I do because I'm like, yeah, SFF is the category, but it's like 90% fantasy.
Yeah.
10% sci-fi.
I don't know. I think my go-to answer for genres I don't like is just fantasy. But then, like I say a million times, it's like when I do read it, I don't hate it. I just don't read a lot of it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty like I would say horror, but then a couple of my favorite books are horror. So it's like I could tell you the genre I read the most of and I like the most of, but one that I don't like is just like.
Yeah. I'll probably never read poetry. Probably never read non-fiction
not really my thing.
unless I'm really, 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 really interested in it.
I guess I could go for like high fantasy because the majority of the time when I read fantasy, it is like low fantasy, like pretty chill urban fantasy vibes.
Yeah. I read most genres, mixed bag. I've yet to find a horror I like. Yeah, horror, I think. I mean, this is me completely making this up on the spot because I've never read horror. But from what I've seen and experienced from like other people reading it, I feel like it's hard to write horror well. And I think even it's hard to make a good horror film, to be honest. I feel like there's a few really, really good ones, and then some like meh, and then a lot of like the old slasher fic horror, which is kind of cheesy, bad, but it's now seen as like of the time and like of the culture, so like it's kind of fine, but it's not like good horror. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You couldn't make those types of films now and expect it to do well.
Yeah, it's a hard genre to get right, I think.
I think with horror, it's also way too broad as a standard genre. Like with when you look at fantasy, you have like young adult, new adult, like dark romance fantasy and fantasy this, fantasy that. Horror is like one like it just says horror, but you have like atmospheric horror, and then you have like bloody horror, and you have like murder, and you have like there's so many different types of horror, but everything's sort of labeled as horror. So it feels like you really have to know sort of the niche that you like, and then really check sort of the synopsis for that.
Yeah, 100%. Because like the horrors that I've read and really liked are like not even scary, but they're classed as horror. And it's like, but I'm not sitting here at night scared to turn the lights off. Like it's not scary, but it's horror.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry, I'm reading Outdoor and not loving it. Please don't read me. I mean, it's not a fantasy series. I don't know who, like, it's not like full on fantasy vibes. So I don't know if you like had that impression before, like you started, which can affect like we literally talked about this earlier. It can affect when you go into something. I would expect lower levels of fantasy in the first one, but then when you get in the series, they do go to the worlds. So if you ever do want to carry on, they do go to the actual, like they go through portals and stuff, and there's shit like that. But like in general, like honestly, I'm not bothered if you don't like like okay, like I don't mind. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, Alec banned from my channel. Like it's fine, don't worry.
I'll also add that like I have read Every Heart a Doorway, which I gave 3, and then they just went up in rating from there. They're fantasy, but they're not like political fantasy with these weird magic systems and people with powers, and like it's not like your normal fantasy. It's like very different.
It's basically it's portal fantasy, which isn't like high fantasy, which I don't know. Like again, I'm not sure what your impression was before you went into the book. But portal fantasy in general is quite low level fantasy.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Because
I'm gonna pop out because I had 3 hours of sleep, was sprinting at 1 a.m. until like 3 or 4 a.m., then had 3 hours of sleep, been on a sprint with Briss the entire day, and I think I need sleep.
Yeah. I think there's a thing about magical realism being an indigenous term. I can't quite remember the exact details, but I try to avoid using magical realism for most stories that aren't indigenous, but I can't quite remember it right now. I might do some research on it and come back to people on that. But I try to avoid using that term.
Particularly Latine.
Pardon?
I think it's particularly Latine.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure.
Sorry, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, it's there's another phrase that people prefer people to use, but I can't quite remember what it is. It hasn't come up in a while because I don't see people using them too often. But anyway, we're gonna do one more. Esme, thank you for joining. I'll see you on some more sprints soon, probably, because you're
Yes, thank you for
host.
inviting. And have fun on your final sprint, guys.
Yeah, so bye-bye.
Bye.
And fabulism, yes, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, Latinx. Or I say Latinx. Is it Latinx? Is that how you say it? Is it just Latinx?
Well, you can say Latinx or Latine, and Latine obviously sounds a lot easier in Spanish or in Portuguese. So that's what I tend to use. Right. But I think both kind of mean the same thing. There's a lot of debate about which one's best, but
yes, I know some people claim it and some people don't. So yeah. Fabulous. One more sprint, we'll go, and then I'm gonna go to bed. See you in 45 minutes. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I got about 50 pages that time. It's pretty good.
I'm impressed.
Yes, I am on page 230 now. So I've read about 120 pages tonight, which I'm fairly happy with. That's pretty good. There's still not like loads happening.
Mhm.
Like I'm still quite intrigued by a lot of stuff, but I'm not like, oh my god, I must keep reading, which I was near the beginning.
Yeah. I have heard that
But
it's quite slow until you get into it.
Yeah, so I'll keep going and see what it ends up like. Christy, how's the editing been going?
I finished editing and I was away to export, and then I thought my laptop's not going to handle live and exporting. I'm impressed it handled editing, to be honest with you. So I finished editing and then I went and had a shower, if you can't tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the amount of fucks about how I look on the internet is like here for videos and then like here for lives. So
yes. Yeah. It is slow burn, to be fair. I'm enjoying the like slow burn between the two characters that are like obviously going to get together at some point. Like, but I'm enjoying how slow that is. I really hope it doesn't get rushed at all, like near the end. Because the one thing I hate is when they build it up loads, but then suddenly all in one sentence or one paragraph, like it happens, and I'm like, no, you got to build it still. Like small things happening. You can't just like hate each other, and then bang. It's not how it works.
I need to be in such a specific mood for slow burn. Because I've read, like, Mariana Zapata is, like, the main author I've heard of for, like, slow burn. And I read one of her books, Culty, and gave it, like, 5 stars and absolutely loved it. And then I tried reading the ice skating one that everyone's reading just now. Is that
Look off with love.
Yeah. And then I only got, like, 15% in, and I was just like, this is, like, I'm not enjoying this at all. But it's literally the exact same, like, slow burn thing. But it's just, like, I'm so picky with like, hate to love, enemies to lovers. You need to get me in the right mood for it.
You got to get it right as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Bone Shard Daughter, Meg. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It's so good. I think it's really underrated. I feel like not many people have read it. So Finished Cressy give it 4.75. I have a feeling currently it's going to be like that for me, that there's going to be like that one thing that's missing, but I'm going to still keep an open mind like all the way to the end, because sometimes an ending can make it a full 5 stars.
Yeah.
Case in point, Mistborn. Brandy Sandy's endings are just, it's too much. Can't cope with it. Tori finished Beneath the Sugar Sky. How have you been doing, Teresa, with Akama?
I read 43 pages, so I'm now well over halfway through, so I'm quite happy with my progress for today.
I've not read them again. Like, I've never reread them, but I read them when I was like 19, so that's about 5 years ago now. Maybe even 6. I might have been 18. So it's a long time ago I read them. It feels shorter than that. I'm just like, how is that so long ago? It's crazy.
I know. I remember like taking them to school to read, and now that I think about it, maybe that wasn't the best idea.
Oh my lord. Lots of stuff going on. 100 pages today on sprints. 100 sprints would be a lot. Nice scene. I hope you enjoy Nevermore 2. Wondersmith. 48 pages of The Sound of a Wild Snail Eating. That's an interesting title.
Okay.
Lost Apothecary. I've heard so many things about it. I think just because it was in the Goodreads Choice Awards, I've now like it's on my radar, but I feel like a lot of people are reading it now.
Is that the one with the really pretty cover?
Huh?
Is that the one with the really pretty cover?
Yeah, it's got like a illustrated but not a person cover, if that makes sense.
It's not the one I was thinking.
Oh. Beth read a chapter with my TBR for 24 readathon tomorrow. It's the final day of Winterween. Yes, nice. Dr. Wood. Lots of good totals. Really need to get to Bone Shard Emperor this year. Waiting for the paperback to come out. Well, it's kind of good that you're waiting, Kathleen, because the third one has been pushed back to, I think it's March next year now. They come out every November or have before, but now it's been pushed back to March. So we are old. I took Game of Thrones to school with me. Oh, Winter Witch! That was my top 10 in my top 10 of the year. What were you gonna say, Christy? Were you
Nothing.
gonna say something?
No.
Or was it
No.
Teresa? I don't know. Game of Thrones. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Usually I do go for a bit longer, but I'm at my parents', so I think they want to go to bed. So next Friday and all of the Fridays in January, I will be doing sprints for BeSureAthon. TBRPGathon is going to be on the 3rd week of January. I'm excited. I'm hoping to do lots of public sprints that week. So keep an eye out for that. And I do have Patreon sprints tomorrow as well. Anything you gals want to plug?
I'm uploading again.
Go subscribe to Teresa and Christy. I've not put them in the thing yet, but I'm going to just edit it now. So everybody refresh and go subscribe to all the guests. Thank you everyone for joining, and I will see you again next Friday. Bye.
Bye.